In a stunning revelation that has sent shockwaves throughout the naval community, the Navy's much-touted project, the Littoral Combat Ship, or maybe the Little Crappy Ship, has been declared a resounding failure. The ambitious endeavor aimed at developing a versatile and cost-effective vessel has fallen short of expectations in every conceivable aspect. The implications of this failure are far-reaching and demand immediate attention. The U.S. Navy's Littoral Combat Ship was supposed to be cheap, fast, flexible, and easy to build. The LCS program, once hailed as a potential game-changer for the Navy, has faced a barrage of setbacks and design flaws since its inception. From propulsion system malfunctions to structural integrity issues, the LCS has proven itself incapable of meeting the rigorous demands and standards set by the Navy. The vessel's combat capabilities have been called into question, jeopardizing its effectiveness in safeguarding the nation's interests. But after spending $30 billion over a period of around 2 decades, the U.S. Navy has managed to acquire just 35 of the 3,000-ton displacement vessels. 16 were in service as of late 2018. Of those 16, 4 are test ships. 6 are training ships. In 2019, just 6 LCSs, in theory, are deployable. While that number should increase as the remaining ships in the class finally commission into service, the LCS's low readiness rate calls into question the wisdom of the Navy's investment in the type. Indeed, the Navy in 2018 didn't deploy a single LCS, U.S. Naval Institute News reported. The service was supposed to push forward 3 ships in fiscal year 2018 after a 2016 overhaul of LCS home porting, command and control, and manning constructs. However, U.S. Naval Institute News first reported in April 2018 that 0 LCSs would deploy in 2018. Since then, the Navy had not talked publicly about progress made towards getting ready to deploy its first LCSs since ships from a block buy contract started delivering to the fleet at about 4 a year. Navy officials in early 2019 claimed at least 3 LCSs would deploy before the end of the current fiscal year in September 2019. "We're deploying LCS this year, it's happening," Commander of Naval Surface Forces Vice Admiral Richard Brown told reporters. 2 ships are going on the West Coast. 1 ship is going on the East Coast, followed shortly in the beginning of 20, and that marks the deployment of LCS. There will always be LCS forward deployed now, just like we designed the program. Brown said the LCSs USS Montgomery and USS Gabrielle Giffords would deploy from San Diego to the Western Pacific, while USS Detroit deployed from Florida. USS Little Rock in early 2020 also would deploy from Florida. U.S. Southern Command in February 2019 announced that Detroit would conduct counter-drug operations. "We expect to have a littoral combat ship this year, and that will be a big benefit for our exercise program for our engagement with partners, and because of the flexibility it brings for counter-narcotics interdiction," Southcom Commander Admiral Craig Fowler said. When the Navy in the 1990s first began shaping the LCS program, the idea was for the ships to be small, fast, inexpensive, and lightly manned trucks, into which the sailing branch could plug a wide array of modules carrying equipment for specific missions, including surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, and minesweeping. In a bid to speed up the production of as many as 55 LCSs, the Navy selected 2 shipyards, Lockheed Martin's facility in Wisconsin and an Austell yard in Alabama, each to build their own variant of the class. Complications and cost compounded. The Littoral Combat Ship program has been unnecessarily complicated from the beginning, the Project on Government Oversight explained in 2016. Initially, the Navy aimed for each ship to cost $220 million, but the Government Accountability Office estimates procurement costs for the first 32 ships is currently about $21 billion, or about $655 million per ship, nearly triple what they were supposed to cost. The program's 3 mission packages, according to the latest Select Acquisition report, add about $7.6 billion. It took the Navy nearly 2 decades to realize the LCS program had failed. However, in the Department of Defense's fiscal year 2023 budget proposal, the 9 Freedom-class littoral combat ships currently in Navy service, the youngest of which was commissioned in 2020, have been marked for disposal. The ships USS Fort Worth, LCS-3, USS Milwaukee, LCS-5, USS Detroit, LCS-7, USS Little Rock, LCS-9, USS Sioux City, LCS-11, USS Wichita, LCS-13, USS Billings, LCS-15, USS Indianapolis, LCS-17, and USS St. Louis, LCS-19. So, what do you think? Let's comment below. Thanks for watching.